Hello, students. So, let's now learn about the central bank digital currency or CBDC. In simple words, it means that central bank issuing digital currency. See, everywhere around the world are introducing digital currency, and many of them are also showing interest towards the cryptocurrency, which is a global currency and is accepted in most of the countries. Even you also might come across this currency called Bitcoin, right? So, this is an example of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is an example of cryptocurrency. But the thing is, the Bitcoin has good security as it is done by the blockchain technology, which is very difficult to decode it. But it is from the anonymous. So it is anonymous. So we can't find out who the originator is. So instead of choosing digital currency in the form of cryptocurrency, many countries came forward to introduce the concept of CBDC, that is the central bank digital currency. So till now, 9 countries have fully launched this CBDC, and India also recently launched a pilot project on CBDC. So for that reason, this concept was in news. So what is meant by project? Pilot project means for the practice purpose or for testing purpose, India has launched it. So CBDC is also called digital rupee or e-rupee in India. So there are two types of CBDCs. One is CBDC wholesale and the other is CBDC retail. So here CBDC wholesale, in this CBDC only financial institutions like banks only can have accounts, as it takes money in large amounts. So wholesale, okay? So remember, wholesale means only the financial institutions. So CBDC wholesale, best example is financial institutions or banks. And the next one is CBDC retail. So in this type of CBDC, business people, companies can have accounts. So for everybody, for every person, will create a bank account in this CBDC retail. Okay, not bank account, will create an account in this CBDC retail. So if you want to create a CBDC account, then you will create an account under this CBDC retail. So in CBDC we have money in the form of e-rupee. Okay, so the e-rupee also is of two types. So e-rupee is also called digital rupee. So digital rupee is of two types. One is token based and the other is account based. So token based e-rupee is like a token, or for example, we have a Bitcoin which has a value of some Indian rupee, right? Same like that token based e-rupee also will have some amount, some money value, whether 1,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, it depends. So as for Bitcoin in Indian rupees, based on the demand and value, it might range from 1 lakh, 10 lakhs. So one Bitcoin might range to 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs at present value. But same like that only, digital rupee token, one token in digital rupee will be of some value. It may be 100,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, like that. Okay, so same like token based e-rupee, same like Bitcoin, token based e-rupee will also have some money value. And the other one is account based CBDC or account based e-rupee. So this is like a normal bank account transfers. It maintains all transactions, etc. But it is done in the form of e-rupee. And one more point to remember is the central bank doesn't pay any interest amount for e-rupee. So in normal banks, if we deposit around 1 lakh in our bank, we'll get an interest of some rate, right? But if we store amount in these forms, we will directly store in the RBI. So from there will not get any interest rate for that amount. Okay, this is one point to be remembered. So now coming to the classifications of the CBD. So CBD is generally classified into two types. So one is single tier model or direct model, and the other is two tier model or intermediary model. So here the single tier means all the transactions, accounts, etc. of CBDC will only be controlled and taken care of the central bank only. Okay, this is the single tier model. So directly all the transactions, all the accounts related one will be directly taken care of the central bank. Whereas that's why it is called direct model. Whereas in the two tier model or the intermediary model, the transactions or account of CBDC are maintained by the financial institutions of wholesale CBDs or maintained by any other private entities. So the CBDs which are maintained by wholesale CBDs or financial institutions is called indirect model. Okay, and the CBDs which are maintained by other private entities are called hybrid model or private entities. Okay, so two tier model is divided into two types. So two tier model or intermediary model, that means an intermediary will be between the central bank and the normal user. So if the intermediary is CBDC wholesale or banks, then it is called indirect model. If the intermediary is a private entity, then it is called hybrid model. Finish. As simple as that. Now we'll know about, so now the question is how the CBDCs are different from the online banking or internet banking. So here CBDCs can be transferred to the receiver without internet, whereas the money can be transferred using QR. So here without internet the money can be transferred, and so the money is transferred using the QR code or through the SMS based on e-voucher. Okay, so no internet is required, whereas for online banking internet is required, and it requires all our bank details. Bank account is needed for this, whereas here bank account is not needed. Okay, so yes, we are here. So it can be transferred to the receiver without internet, so by using QR code or through SMS, which is which is based on e-voucher. Okay, I'll take an example. So if you are a student and the government gives you a scholarship amount using e-rupee. Okay, so you will have they'll send you one QR code or SMS to spend that money. So you can only spend that money in buying books. The QR code which is sent to you only matches with the QR code in the bookstalls. So you can't buy anything which is not related to studies. Okay, so both yours QR code and the other QR code should be matched. Then only money transfer will be taking place. Okay, so that is the importance, that is a speciality of CBDC. So money can't be misused, whether it is government money or the scholarship money. So directly if for a farmer, so if for a poor people some money is transferred, so generally when government money is transferred given to poor people, so that money generally men spend it on drinking wine and all alcoholic spending will be done, or other unusual spending will be done. So to encounter those problems, this CBDCs will be playing very important role. So when a poor people get those money, that money can be spent only on their daily expenses or only for what it is given. So for food or for basic essentials and all those things. So though that money can't be spent for alcoholic purchases and all. Okay, so when QR code is introduced, that means the efficiency of money spending is uh, increased. Okay, you can only spend on the money which is needed. on the things which is needed. You can't spend on the other things. Okay, so for that reason, e-rupee is called a person to purpose specific payment solution. Okay, so to introduce CBDC, Central Bank is going to amend the RBI Act 1934 to include the digital rupee definition. Okay, so these are all related to the online banking. So the difference between CBDCs and online banking. So online banking, we can purchase anything anywhere, whereas CBDC is only person to purpose specific. It is used. It uses the blockchain technology for security purposes. No internet is required, and overall, all these CBDs are controlled and maintained by the central bank. So this is the basic importance of CBDC when compared to online banking. So when compared to online banking, internet is required. It is, we can spend that online money on anything, and it is not maintained and controlled by central bank through our banks, normal banks. It is controlled. Okay, so this is about this. Now coming to the features of the CBDC. So the holders maintaining CBDC need not have bank accounts. So without having bank accounts also, we can transfer money. And the other thing, second point is, they use the blockchain technology for security purposes, and it is maintained by the central bank, and the values of digital rupee will be the same. The value will not change, and it can be freely converted to cash. So these are the main features of the CBDCs. Coming to the importance of CBDCs in India, it reduces physical cash. Money used to manufacture cash also decreases. So generally, RBI makes banknotes and coins are issued by the central bank, and the amount involved in making cash also is more. So by introducing CBDCs, the cost of manufacturing currencies decreases. Why? Because everybody will start, when everybody starts using CBDCs, cash will play, generally cash will be reduced. So manufacturing of cash also will be reduced. That means the cost involved in making cash will also get reduced. So manufacturing of currency notes and coins decreases. And next thing is, cross border transactions increases, exchange rate increases, and financial stability also will be there. So that is related to the financial inclusion. Sorry, here, for unbanked people or people who don't have bank accounts also can use it, and people who don't have smartphones also can use it. That thus it promotes the financial inclusion. And next is, as it contains a blockchain technology, it is safe for using. And so these are related to the importance of CBDCs. Now coming to the challenges. So digital payment related frauds may increase as there is low financial literacy levels are present in India, and it is more exposed to the cyber frauds, because everything digitalized makes more exposed to the cyber frauds and cyber crimes. So digitalizing everything may also become a threat, and if any data leak happens, so then also it might be a threat. So next is, if there is if proper measures or security is not taken, there will be unnecessary economic instability and can affect monetary policy as well. So that can, over digitalization also can affect sometimes the economic stability. And the next is, there is lack of financial literacy. So these are some of the challenges which are related to the CBDCs. Now coming to the way forward. So using more safe and secure technology, upgradation of technology keeps CBDCs flexible to use. And next is, high standards of cyber security should be maintained to keep away from the cyber attacks. And there is also a chance of using CBDCs on money laundering and financial terrorism. So, principles and guidelines should be issued upon the CBDCs, and related measures to tackle those challenges also should be taken. Next is the CBDCs should follow three basic principles. So those are BIS principles. So BIS principles, the first one is do not harm principle. So here they should also encourage other financial institutions to perform their duties. And the next one is coexistence principle. So in coexistence principle, CBDCs along with normal currency should be used. Okay, not only that means not completely depending on CBDCs, even normal currencies also should be used. And the third one is innovation and efficiency principle. So here CBDCs should promote innovative ideas and inventions to promote their payment system. So these are related to the CBDCs and their principles.